Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has just released in theatres, and the new film by Wes Ball is a fantastic start for a new trilogy in this long-lasting franchise. In particular, the ending of the film leaves us with ideas about what may arise in this timeline hundreds of years beyond the previous trilogy, and it sets up some fascinating story angles surrounding both the apes and humans. So in this explained analysis, I'm going to be giving you my breakdown of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, discussing the ending and the general plot of the movie. There will be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched the film yet, then I would recommend checking it out before watching my analysis. Before I get into it though, if you want to see more videos on upcoming movie releases like the new Planet of the Apes film, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating and subscribing to the channel. But without further ado, let's dive into my explained video for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The Planet of the Apes movies have solidified their place as one of the most iconic franchises in Hollywood, continuously pushing the boundaries of special effects and delivering powerful narratives that offer both depth and excitement. It's a franchise that isn't afraid to take risks, and that was clear to us with the more recent reboot trilogy, modernizing the series with cutting-edge motion capture tech and exploring humanity's impact on the environment through its central storyline. Following that iconic trilogy, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes gives us a bold new chapter in the saga, serving as a sequel rather than a reboot, and exploring the aftermath of the previous film, War for the Planet of the Apes. Kingdom carries on the rich legacy left by Andy Serkis's Caesar and is set around 300 years after the events of Matt Reeves' previous film. And Wes Ball's new film introduces us to a new protagonist in Owen Teague's Noah, a young ape whose village falls victim to another group of merciless apes, led by the self-proclaimed Proximus Caesar. The director envisions Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes as the opening chapter of an exciting new trilogy, and this vision becomes evident with the film's climactic ending, as it not only reveals significant plot developments that expand on the apes universe, but it also paves the way for a thrilling new direction for the series to explore. At the start of Kingdom, it's clear that after the creation of a virus in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the enhancing of ape intelligence, and the fatal effect on humans, the original saga's backstory has a huge influence on what's to come. But the new film takes things in an exciting new direction too. Noah, the ape who belongs to the Eagle clan, trains eagles for hunting and is on the verge of participating in his bonding ceremony with his very own eagle, a tradition followed by all apes in his tribe. However, fate takes an unexpected turn when he crosses paths with a human. This infuriates the antagonist of Proximus Caesar, a merciless clan leader inspired by the Roman Empire. And determined to conquer and capture the apes of the Eagle clan, Proximus dispatches his soldiers to destroy their home. Leading the enemy army is Silver, a powerful gorilla who serves the tyrannical Proximus. The Eagle clan's village becomes the target of the brutal attack, resulting in the tragic loss of Noah's father Koro, the abduction of his mother, and the remaining members of his tribe. Noah, believed to be dead, embarks on a journey to reunite with his family and is followed by a feral human girl. On his journey, he meets Rocker, a scholarly orangutan committed to upholding the teachings of the original Caesar and fostering harmony between apes and humans. We learn that generations have passed since the legendary Caesar's reign, and the apes now thrive in a world where speech and freedom are the norm, unable to fathom a time where they were voiceless under human rule. Caesar's wisdom had faded into myth, with many clans emerging, each with unique beliefs. The wise orangutan Rocker remains the sole preserver of Caesar's ideals, emphasizing unity and peace among apes. Just like the intriguing parallels between Caesar and Moses in Matt Reeves' movies, Wes Ball takes a similar approach in Kingdom, presenting the biblical nature of the story. But what truly captivates us is the profound commentary on both the evolution and decline of religions throughout history. Rocker and Proximus embody two contrasting paths that religion can follow. While Rocker may not possess precise historical knowledge about Caesar's life, his unwavering faith in his legend fuels his commitment to the original teachings of non-violence among apes and coexistence with humans. On the other hand, Proximus Caesar distorts the original Caesar's message of liberation, twisting it to serve his own agenda of conquest and enslavement. When Proximus chants "apes together strong," his intentions differ greatly greatly from the original Caesar's call for solidarity. He focuses solely on the physical might of that message, kidnapping more apes to bolster his strength so that he can open a silo door and obtain its components. But while we learn a lot about the current position and differing beliefs on the apes all these years later, we do also come to learn more about the direction of the humans in the years ahead too. A lot of this comes through the introduction to the human girl named May, who Rucker originally names Nova, unaware that she possesses the ability to communicate. To everyone's surprise, May's intelligence surpasses what she initially revealed, and contrary to being feral, Nova, or May, possesses the power of speech. We learn that May is immune to the virus that rendered humans voiceless, making her the sole individual capable of aiding Proximus Caesar in accessing a silo full of human weaponry. It's important to note that the human characters in Kingdom seem to possess a collective memory of the past, even though it's highly unlikely that anyone from that era is still alive. And while this may not be a huge issue, it does raise questions about the future of the franchise. It's difficult to envision a scenario where the humans who can still communicate with apes eventually vanish completely, erasing any evidence of their intelligence. Beneath the Planet of the Apes showed a thriving human civilization comprised of underground mutant telepaths who can still speak and use technology. So perhaps this could be the path forward for the new trilogy, gradually transforming the remnants of humanity into mutants as the apes become more intelligent and dominant. It will certainly be intriguing to see how the filmmakers choose to develop the human characters, and the ending of Kingdom definitely provides a subtle hint towards that direction. And this is where the storytelling of the latest installment begins to really heat up. Noah, May and Rucker make their way to Proximus but are captured by his apes, leaving Rucker swept away and presumably killed. But it's key to note that come the end credits of the film, there is a subtle audio cue that suggests that may not be the case. The sound resonates the vocalization of an orangutan, and who else but Rucker, the sole orangutan character in the film, could be responsible for such a distinctive sound. This audio cue could be hinting that Rucker's fate isn't as final as we once believed. And I must say, he also seems like too good of a character to kill off that quickly, so I do think that we will see more from him down the line. Anyway, once captured by Proximus's forces, Noah and May are taken to the ruler's coastline kingdom, and Noah reunites with his mother and other Eagle Clan members. When they arrive in the company of Proximus Caesar, the ruler makes it known that he is captivated by human history and has been enlightened by his human companion in William H. Macy's Trevathan. His curiosity drives him to open a heavily fortified vault, brimming with priceless relics of ancient human technology. Proximus firmly believes that unlocking this will propel the evolution of his fellow apes, enabling them to transcend and harness intellectual prowess. Noah and May are determined to prevent this from happening because of the destructive power that the vault holds. We learn that it houses a vast collection of weapons, vehicles, and advanced technology that has remained untouched since the simian flu outbreak. And if Proximus were to obtain the technology, he would have the means to enslave both apes and humans, and Noah and May are in complete agreement that this must be stopped. However, May also has an additional motive because she believes that there is a treasure hidden within the vault that can restore the human's ability to communicate. So in putting plan in action, Noah enlists the help of his Eagle Clan friends Anaya and Suna to assist him and May in their mission to infiltrate the vault. With the support of Noah's friends, they devise a plan to destroy the dam between Proximus's base and the ocean, causing a flood that will engulf the vault. During them planting the explosives, they are almost caught by Trevathan, who threatens to tell Proximus what they are up to. But May ends up killing him, and once the dam is rigged, the group enter the vault through a secret rear entrance. Once inside, May acquires a crucial hard drive from within, while Noah and his companions uncover the reality of the pre-chaotic ape civilization. Deep within the vault lie an array of valuable assets, including firearms, tanks, computers, and perhaps the most significant tools for the apes' progress, alphabet books and picture books that hold the power to teach them literacy. After obtaining those findings, they try to exit through the vault door and put their plan in action to escape. But as soon as the front door of the vault swings open, Proximus is already there, ready and waiting to foil their plan. Proximus Caesar is relieved to find his vault open, but quickly realizes that Noah tried to deceive him. He is now determined to seek retribution against Noah and his companions, leaving May torn between her loyalty to Noah and her allegiance to humanity. Despite her strong connection with Noah, May ultimately chooses to protect her own kind. So she detonates the dam, with Noah, Caesar and the rest of the apes flooded back inside the vault and their lives in grave danger. Noah narrowly escapes being taken down by Proximus's second-in-command Silver, but with the help of his companions, they manage to flee the vault using the back exit. Unfortunately, Proximus has also exited there and begins to attack Noah for ruining his kingdom. Just when all seems lost for Noah, he sees the eagles of his clan soaring above, and with newfound determination, he sings his father's song, which we saw at the beginning of the film, and calls the eagles to his aid. As his clan members join in, the eagles swoop down and attack Proximus, ultimately causing the Tyrant King to fall off the nearby cliff and plummet to his own death. We then reach the very end of the film where Noah and his clan begin to rebuild their home, but are taken aback when May pays them a visit. Noah, filled with resentment, confronts her, even echoing Proximus's belief that humans cannot be trusted. Little does Noah know that May is concealing a gun she took from the vault, ready to defend herself. May tells Noah that humans should reign over the apes, sparking tension around a potential future conflict. However, amidst the tension, Noah still holds onto a glimmer of hope for a future where apes and humans can coexist peacefully, somewhat echoing the legend of the original Caesar. Instead of just pushing May away, Noah surprises her by giving her Caesar's necklace, a symbol of peace given to him by Rucker earlier on. This gesture signifies Noah's belief in the possibility of harmony between both the apes and humans, echoing Caesar's original vision. And now, the responsibility falls upon May and Noah to guide both species towards that. But of course, it's not going to be easy. As we learn in the final shots of the film, while Noah dedicates himself to the reconstruction efforts of the apes, May retreats to a human stronghold. It's here that we discover that May is not the sole intelligent human left on Earth. A whole community of them has taken refuge in a military base, and with the hard drive from Proximus's base now in their possession, they are able to activate satellites there, hoping to establish contact with others. Miraculously, humanity can now communicate, bringing a ray of hope for them. But what could this mean for the apes? May makes it clear to Noah that humans believe they deserve to reclaim their planet, indicating that her community has no intention of a peaceful coexistence. Just like a broadcast signal ignited a devastating ape-human war in Dawn, this breakthrough in Kingdom could be the start of a new conflict on the horizon. So as the film concludes, Noah has emerged as a powerful leader, like Caesar, commanding the respect of his fellow apes. But at the same time, he plays a crucial role in igniting the possibility of a war between the apes and the remaining humans. It's key to note that the reboot films all revolved around the question of whether humans could live harmoniously with apes, and whether Caesar's vision of a peaceful coexistence was misguided. Despite the long passage of time, the world remains unchanged. Caesar's principles and tolerance stem from a bygone era, and while he achieved much, he was not without his flaws and succumbed to his thirst for revenge. While he did rescue the apes, their society must adapt to the changing times. And towards the conclusion of Kingdom, Proximus informs Noah that he is upholding Caesar's teachings, prompting Noah to challenge the notion that blindly following Caesar is the right path. Despite glimpses of the future in this film, such as advanced ape societies and the decline of human speech, we are still far from the original Apes movies. In fact, Kingdom is set 300 years ahead of our present day, while the iconic 1968 Apes movie takes place in the year 3978. And while the main antagonist may be an ape, the conflicts portrayed in Kingdom don't seem all that different from those in Caesar's era. So there is still a long way to go. It's clear that Noah and May are destined for great things as they take on leadership roles within their respective groups, and the scene where they gaze at the stars together symbolises the endless possibilities that lie ahead for both of them. But thinking about the future, this brings me on to what this ending could mean for what's ahead. Kingdom has been carefully crafted as the beginning of an epic new trilogy, and the revelation of May's secret mission at the end opens up a world of possibilities for the future of the series. The restoration of communication between different factions of the secret human resistance could potentially reignite the war with the apes. Director Wes Ball said in a recent interview that events in the original Apes timeline could be explored. Questions like when the Statue of Liberty was destroyed was an example given. But he also stated that the primary focus of the new trilogy will be the compelling relationship between the dual protagonists, Noah and May. Their bond, the trials they faced together, and the discoveries they made about each other, both positive and negative, will play a pivotal role in the dramatic unfolding of this story. In the previous trilogy, Caesar focused on building a community and protecting it from humans. Now in this one, the apes are not only the rulers of the planet, but they are also developing their community or individual clans. Kingdom also brought in a villain inspired by the Roman Empire, putting us well off the advanced ape society depicted in the original movie. And eventually, apes will have a civilization that closely resembles our own. Now, if we follow that idea, then the upcoming movies in the new trilogy might present an ape society reminiscent of a different empire, or show the equivalent to their industrial revolution. Furthermore, Noah's commitment to enhancing the strength and evolution of Eagle Clan based on their knowledge of technology highlights his potential to lead the clan towards further advancements. Also, the reusing of human technology by humans themselves suggests that the sequel might delve deeper into the significance of technology for both factions. Whatever concepts become the main focal points, it sounds like both Noah and May are going to be at the forefront of this new trilogy, and their disagreements will be explored further. But that was my breakdown and analysis for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Overall, Wes Ball's film was a great start for a potential new trilogy, and up there with Dune Part 2, I think it's one of my favourite films of the year so far. I also think it's high on the list of the other movies in the Apes franchise, and the attention to the world building, the characters, the central story, and the gorgeous VFX work is a new high for it. I will be posting my video essay in the coming days, giving you my extended thoughts on the film, but I hope my breakdown helped you understand the key details from the movie. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are towards it, so let me know down below in the comment section. For more videos on upcoming movie releases like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.